This fucking shindig off. All right, episode 50 intro in 3, 2, 1, booyah.
Hear ye, make way for the Kingz. The Kingz are here.
You think the bitches are great because you're fucking seasonal, nigga? You can't be seasonal! Niggas got this shit's 24 hours a day!
Kingz. You're listening to the Kingz Podcast with your hosts, Karizmatik, Irish O'Neal, and Moush.
Yo, welcome to another installment of the Kingz Podcast. I am yours truly, Karizmatik.
What's up? I'm Irish O'Neal.
Moush. And today we're doing an at-home episode with just the Kingz.
Yeah.
Number 50.
Dirty Dom somewhere on a bus
Yeah.
in an undisclosed location.
He may or may not join us.
Praying on a dream somewhere.
My God. Guys, 50 episodes. Wow.
Yo, it's been an awesome ride so far.
Dude, it's crazy to think that it's been 50 episodes already.
Yeah. This has been a really good time.
It seems like yesterday you were buying me chicken outside of Wonderland.
Should we?
That's how I catch all my white.
They're
Me
like,
too,
they think we
Karizmatik.
like chicken, but joke's on them because we know that they also like chicken.
I gotta do a whole nother get out with chicken and catching white boys. Just,
Oh my
Like
God,
chicken.
dude. Should we do plugs really
Holy
quick before
shit.
we get
Yeah,
too deep?
sure. Yeah, let's do the fucking plug. Let's do it. Karizmatik.
Yo, I'm your boy, as you know, Karizmatik. You can catch me at Karizmatik IPE on Facebook, Karizmatik_me on IG and Twitter. And yo, book me. You know, I guess everybody's doing all these shoots via Zoom and shit. So like, yo, did my first one. Ready to do some more if y'all would have me. Link us.
Moush.
Ani_Moush on Instagram. Check out my Etsy store, buy Moush or buy_Moush on Instagram. Right now, the biggest thing for me to plug is I'm doing Mother's Day boxes. I know everybody forgot about that. It still exists. Your mom's still gonna be mad if you don't get her anything. So just hit me up. I got boxes ready for you. And right now they're free shipping, free personal message, all kinds of good stuff. But if they're almost sold out, I have a few left. But if people are interested and we want to do more, then I'm not going to do free shipping after that. So get them while you can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, also check out our boy Dirty Dom at DirtyDom_comedy. Check him out at all of his stuff there. And I think it's same on YouTube and everything. Check me out, Instagram and Twitter. It's Irish O'Neal. Check out the STC podcast, Shit Talking Cunts. We go live every Sunday. Call and talk shit with us. Guys, follow the Last Stand Podcast Network. Check out Kingz, obviously. Check out my band Danesleaf at danesleaf.bandcamp.com to get our EP. And check out Dragonfire. It's another band that I sang on recently. They put out an album. And I think that's everything.
Yeah.
A shout out to Elliot from Boston also.
Oh yes, shout out.
Did you say yes?
Yeah, I said STC.
Oh, yeah. We both didn't hear.
Stay hydrated out there, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Shall we do those 3 principles still? I think so. And then get into talking?
Sure.
Okay.
3 principles, as always.
just-
Confidence. You need confidence to get these ladies. You need really need confidence in everything in life, but you gotta believe in what you're selling. If you don't believe in it, why would they buy from you?
If you don't want to fuck you, who gonna want to fuck you?
Fucking men.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Amen. You gotta exude that fuck energy.
Secondly, honesty. I took this one high up on the list. It's actually my favorite. I mean, brutal and utter honesty in all situations. I mean, you can lay it on them soft if you need to, but like, if you know the way you are and you spend time figuring out the way you are, the least you can do is give it to the other side and let them know exactly who you are and where you're coming from. That way they can choose to accept you or you can choose to move on.
Facts.
For sure. And our third principle is social intelligence. So basically what we mean by that is just have something to say, be interesting, have a hobby. When you're approaching someone, I mean, have something to say when you're approaching them. Be interesting and also be you. So do all of those things. And I think social intelligence, like I say this all the time, but I think that it goes not just for like relationships, or if you're trying to get these ladies, as we say, but for like anything in life, you just know your audience, really.
Facts.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Facts.
So yeah, so for this is like 50, and we basically we talked before this. We were just gonna do basically just talking about the fucking journey of Kingz so far, and like the episodes and like episodes that stuck out with us. I mean, I have like the.
I mean, we're live to take questions too, right? Like if anybody has
Definitely.
questions.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe.
yeah, people. What do you mean, like people
Like
in
if
the
you
chat?
want
and
to
stuff?
call in and chat with us about the last 50 episodes or whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they can call in and chat with us and shit like that. And I mean, I have the list too here of like all the episodes and stuff. But like, I don't know. We could. How do you want to do it? Should we just like go through from like the beginning, kind of like look at that, or should we just in general like talk about like our favorite moments? What do you have in mind, Karizmatik?
I think we should go over our favorite moments. No need going in order, because I
Yeah.
mean, there's been quite a transition throughout the life of Kingz. So I mean, talking about them in instances of favorite, I think is the best way of going about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
By
no, that's a
far.
fair point. You
Yeah.
want to
So,
lead us off?
Oh fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Captain,
would
my
have to
captain,
say-
baby.
I would have to say one of my favorite moments is definitely I guess I got to I think I got a very, very real in the moment when I told Lily that she was the first woman in comedy to make me feel human. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like really, like when she saw me, I saw that she just saw me. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
And that was a big one for me, because I mean that was the point of where that's not usually something most people tell each other. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
We get real here.
Yeah, I mean, if I feel that way about you, you're gonna find out. And I mean, that was a big moment for me, because I was actually able to be, have a heartfelt moment with a person that I truly, love as a human being and as a friend. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Hell
How
yeah.
about you?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, I have different favorite moments for different things. Like, in terms of like my favorite, like, okay, so I'll give like what I guess I'll call like my favorite cunty and non-cunty like answers. Like my favorite moment, my favorite non-cunty moment on podcast history was probably Karizmatik Sisters episode, because she came in with just such an open mind, and like you could see like we would say something, you could see she would go like, makes sense. And like you could just see like she didn't like get emotional or react. She just like listened to what we had to say. She ran it through her process and was like, yep, that checks out. And it was like, yeah, she gets it so young. It was like just such a rare thing that I was like, holy shit, this is incredible. So like to be able to be like that open to like hearing like radical things like that and not get emotional at that age is like insane.
Well, I think she's, with her it's a little bit unfair. Like she's like 7 years removed from 6 years removed from my next youngest sibling.
Mm-hmm.
So like she basically grew up with people with a whole different generational outlook on life. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So like she's actually had to, like, while being firmly in Generation Z, like she's had to she's constantly had to live as as a millennial, because like that's just like.
Mm-hmm.
If all your siblings are teens, I mean, you don't have the luxury of always being a kid. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta be like.
The youngest, I feel like, always grows up the fastest.
Have to.
In my
Everybody
opinion.
around you's already grown.
And, and the oldest always gets the most brutal.
Yeah,
At all.
because it's such an unknown to the parents that they're just kind of like they're fucking flying by the seat
And
of
if
their
you're
pants
an
the
only
first
child
time.
like myself, you're lucky and you get them both on both ends.
Well, I know more spoiled first kids than spoiled only children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, also I
Yeah.
have like 3 half sisters, which we don't talk about, but I mean, it's a little different. But I also grew up with a lot of cousins and stuff, so I don't know. I feel like I'm a different only child than a lot of other only children. Maybe.
That's
So
fair. And then I think my favorite cuntiest one it's got to be the kid episode. That was just
Yeah.
that was almost like a turning point.
I think that was
Patrice came
that
through
was,
for that one.
what'd you say?
Patrice came through for that one.
That was like the culmination of my my time of like listening to Dante, listening to Patrice, internalizing what they say, trying to apply it to myself, and then like that was the first time where I felt comfortable, like I wasn't having to think, like it just felt natural, like it felt like so natural, everything. It wasn't like me sitting here being like and then this thing, and then this thing. It was just like boom, 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 and it was just everything felt smooth about it.
I mean, and why do you consider that the cunty episode?
I don't know, maybe because that's probably just like the most perceivably. I think that's probably the most perceivably like aggressive like episode like that we like challenge someone on. Like I'm trying to think like if there was another episode that we really like were like no like what did you just say?
Maybe one of the first most controversial.
Maybe
one
like,
of definitely not
you could
the
definitely
first.
make an argument maybe for like the tail end of the Monica and Jay episode, like because we started to kind of strike a nerve there on that one, but like I don't know, even that didn't feel like it got too heated or anything, like
Which isn't the intention.
But I don't know, like
but
maybe cunty is the wrong word.
yeah, your intention is not to be cunty, but like it's most entertaining perhaps.
I think it still fits. I think it still fits.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Because it's like, you know, like with Karizmatik Sister, there wasn't a moment where anyone had to be like, oh, you're not getting it kind of thing. Like, she just was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, she was very open to everything we were saying and like, or at least like willing to not like react to it. Whereas like the Kid episode, it was like, it was a combination of like us battling frustration of like her just not getting it, her saying things that didn't make sense. And then like just several other like little things like trivializing things we were saying, trivializing
let's be honest. I don't think we ever really got to it because, I mean, very early on. I
think I did at the end.
What?
I think I did at the end a little bit.
Yeah, at the end, but like, we barely got the start. You know what I'm saying?
She came
like,
at us when we were at like the first fucking principle. It was like, lady, let us get to the fucking principles.
Yo, you heard me in that episode. I said, here we go.
And we're off.
I believe that was me. Anyways,
oh, figures a woman trying to take credit from a black man. My God.
No.
We're only 2 months removed from Black History Month. How dare you?
First of all, Karizmatik knows what I'm referencing. Anyways, we're moving on. Other favorite moments.
So I would say this, Ani, you have an interesting perspective because you went from guest to host.
Mm-hmm.
How was what was your perspective at the beginning compared to where you are now? Let's ask that. Before we get to
it was really
episode.
cool. It was really fun for me because like you guys had me on. I think episode 11 was my first one.
Yeah,
and that was.
I think it's been retconned to 10. For the record, I realized because I went through and I was adjusting like things and when I finally archived the entire Kingz thing on a backup so that we'll never fucking lose everything. I finally did that, and I was like adjusting all the names and I realized we actually had 2 episode 14s. So I retconned them. So like Jaylene used to be episode 1. She's now episode 0. So I bumped them each down like one.
Shout out to Jaylene.
Cheater.
Okay. So episode 11 or 10, you'll see me on the front of that. But I mean, I think that was the first one. And that was also the first podcast I ever did ever. So that was a fun experience.
That was even before you did Caitlin's.
Yep, that was before I did
okay.
Caitlin's. Yeah, Caitlin's was in like January or
and
something.
For those of you that don't know, originally Kingz was Karizmatik and another comic, Gerby, came to me, and you guys were shooting it at another location. I think at the time you guys had done like a couple episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I talked to them.
That other one kind of just went up in smoke.
Yeah, well, it's like I talked to you guys about it, and you guys were like, "Yeah, we have this other location, but it's like." They're putting like a lot of like censorship constraints on like you're like we can't swear, and then also they were making you do like an obscene amount of like posting like their stuff, and it was like I was like, dog. First of all, I was like, they're telling you can't swear on your fucking thing. I was like, just come shoot at my place for free. I was like. Because already I was like, I was like high, like way high up into like fucking Black Phillip stuff at that point. And like, that's what we had been bonding over was like relationship stuff. And we all had like very similar mentality. So I was like, are you kidding? Like I get a chance to fucking talk about this shit with other like-minded people. I was like, of course, come fucking film this at my place.
Yeah.
And I think we did like, I don't know, maybe like 15 or so episodes. And then there was like a weird falling out with Gerby, which to this day, it's still kind of fucking strange and weird to us. So we don't really know. But anyways, he parted ways. I think mainly he wanted to focus. I think at the time he just wanted to focus more on comedy. I suspect there might be more there. We never know. It's will be one of the mysteries of Kingz Podcast forever.
Sure.
But,
Anyways, back to what I was saying.
yeah, but I was just giving context. Sorry, because this could be someone's first Kingz episode. They don't know,
I love you too. You fucking annoying asses. Continue.
But anyways, yeah, so went on for the first time and it was really fun. You guys had me back on with Tom, and I think that was a secret audition for host.
It was.
But
So,
shout out to Tom McDonald. Fuck you.
Sorry, a little
I
background
won.
on what you just said there. Sorry, a
won.
little background on what you just said
Yeah.
there. So, basically, after the falling out, we decided that we still wanted a tripod dynamic, if you would. So we started feeling out another host. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what were some of the people we had looked at? I'm trying to think. Ani and Tom, obviously.
Well, Ani was my first choice.
Oh, thank you.
Hands down, Ani was my first choice, and then she solidified that after that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Well, then you
episode.
guys had me come on to mediate. So the Kit episode actually was, I mean, everybody didn't know this just yet, but it was kind of like my first hosting, like official host episode. But you really just had me on to mediate and just be, another female voice, which I think was a really good idea on both of your parts.
Well, because straight
but
up,
then-
we had a conversation where we were like, I will not have that chick on this podcast if we don't have another female here.
Well, I don't think it would have been fair.
we
I
didn't
don't
kn-
think it would have been fair.
Wasn't even about that. We just genuinely, we did not feel comfortable being alone in my
Well-
room with this chick.
Okay, well, but that's
I
besides
also-
the point. Those are
I
all
tried to
separate
get
points.
2 women as many times as often as I could. So, but yeah, we wanted some security first and foremost.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, because
yeah.
it doesn't look good
Because
for my
I-
heathen ass and him, this big, beautiful black man just in a room with this fucking white girl. All she has to do literally is just go, they raped me. And it's like, we're fucked, even if we didn't do anything. So it's like, because I told you, I literally told her, I was like, be here on time or
Yeah.
early, because I said, if this chick shows up before you, I will make her wait outside until you show up. I was that serious about it. I even started hitting up other female comics, Jaylene, who I think Jaylene actually was even someone we had considered too. I'd hit up Jaylene and be like, hey, want to come just like hang out and be a witness, please? Like,
I mean,
But
anyways.
Ani, for a second there, Tom almost did win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt it. I mean, if you go
You
back and you watch
almost won for a
that
second.
episode, there's a lot of there's a lot of very basic things that we agree.
Like Tom, I think you're absolutely great, but I think this podcast would have been an absolute circle jerk had we just.
Well, I think
had
it would have been a
Tom.
completely different tone as well.
Yeah, of
So
which I like.
I hope
yeah.
I'm doing a good job. So
Yeah.
shout
You're
out.
doing
well,
Thank you
excellent.
guys.
also, it
I
essentially
love
came
doing
down
this
to
podcast
like,
with y'all.
it essentially came down to like,
Oh,
we
I
need to
love
have
it too.
female energy here, because it's like, for us to be able to say like some of the wild shit that we do say, we
Yo,
stand behind
yo.
it, but you
Well,
need a
also
woman
you
here
guys
to be able to
kinda
give
get
our
lost
perspective.
in the
Wild
sauce
shit. Fuck the wild
sometimes.
shit. She's the structure we need at times.
Thank
That's
you.
fair.
Let's be completely honest.
That's fair.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's
Now
be
that we've
completely
all
honest.
just raised up my ego,
Well, I'm gonna kick you at some point. Just be ready.
Hey, as long as you do it, so I don't have to.
I'm gonna get it. Don't worry.
No,
Can we
I'm
check
just
the
I'm just
phone?
over here. Karizmatik's just sitting there with a grenade behind his back. I'm just over here slowly putting a silencer into a pistol and like.
Where's Blog Talk?
get
I just want to make sure no one's calling.
Oh, hang on. I need to start up the blog talk, because I
Oh,
didn't think you guys keep talking. I'll get that going.
Okay,
Bonnie,
so
go
Charismatic,
back to it.
I have a question for you. So at the beginning of Kingz, did you think that how it's gone for the last 50 episodes, is it how you saw Kingz happening? Are there things that you kind of want to add to the Kingz podcast that, you want to maybe clue people
there are
into?
definitely things that I want to add, because I like how interactive it's gotten over the course of us running it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I was going for, because I like back in the 90s when radio was a big thing. I used to listen to the talk shows, and I love to hear when people would call in, get in on discussion and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to open this up to the public. I want you guys to get in on the discussion. I want you guys to feel like this is a discussion about you,
Mm-hmm.
or at least you have a opinion about it. You know, I don't want anybody feeling like, oh, this isn't my territory to speak of, because we all live in this existence together.
Sure, everybody has like the opportunity to kind of like say their piece if they don't agree or if they do agree. I mean, like that's what all of that is sort of about. I mean, it's cool with podcasts now. You have the visual component to it.
Your show is scheduled to start
so we
in
can kind of like be more interactive.
Seconds.
But
yeah, and no, like honestly, I think you nailed it. Like that's the big thing that I'm craving is like I would love for this to be like 70% people calling in and asking for advice.
Fuck yeah.
Like,
Fuck yeah.
like,
or
like
just
if we
like
don't
talking about like our mentality or like the mentality that when I say our, I mean like the King's mentality and
well,
stuff
it's like
that.
I like if it could go like exactly how we start the show, right? Like we come in, intro each other, we do our plugs, we do the 3 principles.
Your show will go live
we have our
in
guest,
5
right?
seconds.
And then
4,
you know,
3,
the guest comes
2,
on, we explore
1.
kind of their history like for maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, just kind of like get an idea where they're coming from and shit. And then once that happens, like just open the fucking calls. Like, and it like in my mind, we just have like fucking 10 people sitting here waiting, like just being like, hey, my chick isn't sucking my dick enough, or a chick calls and being like, hey, how do I get my man to do this? And then we could just fucking like, here's what to do. Like that is like so fun and thrilling.
Yeah.
Like you know that episode in where we had a video caller and then my friend Jake called in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that was awesome. Like we're all sitting there trying to fix the problem. Like, well, have you tried this? It's like, oh well, you're doing this and this is not like it's not working for you. So like.
Or
like,
I think
that's the feel I want.
when we first got the phone lines too, I think we had that one female caller about the like was it something trying to get like her man to do anal or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that was fucking great. That was great. Like I was like, this is awesome. Like could this just be the entire time?
Yo, I mean, it's absolutely. Oh, Ani, I actually have something funny for you.
Sure.
So I threw out your snack daddy line today. I was like,
oh, you did?
So the snack daddy. They were like 2 girls were like, they looked at each other, they were like a snack daddy. They're like, that's interesting. But you know what's even better? I was like, what? They're like a dinner daddy. I was like, wait, what? They already upped it. I said, y'all
I'm glad
upped
that
the game.
my one good mediocre joke is coming to life.
He said, fuck that, I want a dinner
I'm
daddy.
so glad. There will be Snack Daddy merch for anybody who's curious.
It's coming.
It is coming. It is coming. I've seen it. So I don't know. I guess what are some of the moments that you wish that you could like talk to that person again? On what episode do you wish you could get that guest back and be like, oh my God, like I feel like I didn't get enough time with this person. I want to talk to them more about their mentality, or maybe you didn't feel like you got through to them and you want them to come back. Like, who do you both think would fit?
You want to hear my honest opinion?
What?
Right now, Monica. I think that would be an excellent episode, honestly.
That would be great. I welcome that. I don't have any problem with Monica at all. I understand if she has a problem with me. I totally understand.
Here.
No. I'm saying
think it would be a good
I'm saying no
episode,
one here has a problem with Monica. I totally understand, however, if she has a problem with me. That's
Right.
fair. I mean, I don't understand it as a comic.
I can totally see that too.
As another human being, I can understand why she would be upset with me. And
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
all I could do was say
Fucking
sorry.
asked for it, bro.
He more than asked for it. He begged for it, yo. Hands and knees.
Anyways, is that the only person? Do you think that anybody, like, who else? There has to be someone else.
Oh no, definitely. They're far more. I'd love to have.
Who else I'd love to get back on?
What'd you say?
I was just saying out loud. Like I'm trying to think who else I'd love to get back on.
I'd love to get Corey back on.
I'd love to have Mason back on.
Mason, yeah.
Mason, fucking Hubba Bubba. Gotta get my man Hubba Bubba Max on, you know. Hubba Bubba.
I would actually love to get my friend Victoria back on. That was on, I forget what number. It was kind of in the last 20 episodes.
She was like
or so.
29 or something.
Something
around
like that. I would love to get her back on if she's down.
To
see how
Irish
the advice
Yeah.
went.
What's his name? We haven't had him on since the switch with Gerby, but what's his name?
How are you forgetting your own guests right now?
It's 50 episodes ago.
I forget his name. Regular.
Alec? Ben? Who are you thinking of?
I'm drawing a blank.
What color? What ethnicity?
Brown hair. He usually speaks very conservative, but we usually get him by the end of the conversation.
Jack Hall.
White person?
Yeah. How many of your friends have I met that are black?
That's fair. Oh, it's one of my friends.
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben?
Mike?
Not Uncle Ben. No.
Stacy?
No, it's a dude. So it's one of my friends and it's a dude, not a... Max.
Max.
Yeah.
Max should...
The Serbian bastard. Yeah.
Max should 1,000% come back on. That's for sure. I would love to have him on with me on.
Back on.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a fantastic episode too, because it was like... What's so funny is I have friends like Max or like Uncle Ben, right? And like I'll say these... It's the same problem everyone has. I'll say these principles to them. And then they'll fight me on the porch and shit. And then like Karizmatik would show up, or like Karizmatik and Gerby would show up, and then we'd start the podcast, and they would say like the same things, but in their way. And then they would be like, "Wow, yeah, you're totally right." And I'd be like, "See, motherfucker, I said the same thing to you on the porch."
Yo, you haven't had a lifetime of growing up black and having to make white people understand what you fucking mean. Okay?
Fair.
You haven't had that experience.
It's fair.
Yeah. You constantly have to explain shit to white people.
Constantly gotta explain shit to white people.
Always.
Unfortunately.
I had to explain do-rags. Do you know what do-rags are for?
Why don't you tell the world, dude?
I got you. Wait, I want to check if Irish is knowledge. Irish, you know what do-rags is for?
For sweat and keeping braids out of the way or something?
Nah, but that's a good guess. Black hair takes so much work. You don't want it to all to go to waste overnight.
Oh, so it's protective. Oh, it's like a sleeping cap, essentially.
Oh, do-rag.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you got it.
That's fair.
There you go, white people.
How dare you? How dare you?
Hey, you passed.
Right. I guess okay, my next question to you guys too, because you've been
Wait, what's your favorite episode?
Mine?
Yeah, you didn't answer.
Oh, my favorite episode? Dude. I don't know. Not to be selfish, but I swear my first episode was the most fun. One of the most fun, I think. I don't know. We've had a lot of good guests. I would love to have Corey back on. He was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, oh my God.
So much fun. I'd love to hear more about what Mitzi has to say.
Mitzi was awesome.
You know?
That was
love
tremendous.
that. Who else? Can you go back to the list, please?
Yeah, let me see. Let me pull up the list of.
We have a bunch of good ones planned too.
Yeah, we do have a bunch of good ones coming. I don't want to give it away.
Definitely want to get Sam Savello back on.
Yes.
Hell yes.
Yeah, dude. I just I know that Jack Hall expressed interest on coming back on, so maybe we can get him back on soon.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good episode as well. I mean, okay, so here's my next question is, do you feel like there's a certain if you had to pick one point to hammer home to people that you feel like people generally, since we generalize on this podcast, if you feel like there's one point to hammer home to people that people don't get, what is it?
Figure out what your fucking truth is.
Okay, elaborate. Because that was just, poetic.
So, there are several guests of which I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but we put them into a line of questioning as they're like, if you were put in this situation, would you do this or this? Mm-hmm. And they kept giving us pretty vague answers, or they give us a pretty straight answer, but then with a little bit more adjustment, we're able to get them to, completely
it's a finessing of words. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just a different rephrasing of it makes it easier, and they go with it. You know what I'm saying? So I just wish that
but what
time.
Point is that? What is the one thing though that they don't get, that you have to continuously feel like I'm always having to re-explain this point to people?
I feel like mine, I'd summarize it simply as take the L so that your happiness doesn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say this, more so understand who you are and the situations you're in.
Mm-hmm. And be honest
you know
about
what I mean?
it.
And be honest about it. Maybe you're a monogamous because you feel like that's the only way that you have right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could be honest about that. I mean, I don't know, the proper way to be honest about that, but I think that's still something for you to figure out.
Everyone will have their way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think mine is that the thing that I have to I find myself constantly re-explaining this is that it's unbelievable how, and this is going to sound bad. I understand how this is going to sound bad at first, but it's because I hang out with Irish too much now. But if you don't understand something, like, don't be closed-minded. Yeah. Be willing to, like, even if it's something that is like you don't like what that person's saying. I mean, obviously that's where conversation happens and you can say your piece and stuff. But I find that people, I think what we usually reference it as, people let their egos get in the way a lot. And then it overwhelms them and then they get really mad and then they don't actually understand what they're fighting anymore. And I watch it because, like, I try to, this is your podcast, you know? We're just your co-hosts. And I try to, like, take a step back so that I can listen to everybody's opinion and what they're saying. And, like, also as a female voice too, like, my role is a little bit different. However, I feel like I always have to re-explain that one point to everybody. Just be open-minded. And if you're open-minded, you don't have to agree, but at least you'll understand the other person's perspective. Yeah. You know, and 9 times out of 10, I feel like people leave here and then a couple days later, or a week, or even a month later, they come back and they're like, I heard what you said and I was thinking about it. Like, and then a lot of guests have come up to me and said that same line, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After
we try to leave people thinking.
Yeah. It's education.
Yeah, like, I mean,
educational podcasts.
This podcast is spurred on, like, conversations in my personal life, and, like, one conversation that, like, really sticks with me is me and a girl I work with were talking about, like, just relationships in general. And I was like, okay, let's say your man's coming to you and he wants sex all the time. She's like, yeah, you guys want sex too much. I'm like, okay, all right, so let's say we want sex a lot, right? So your guy at his most happiest has a lot of sex, right? How much sex are you having right now? Not that much. How happy do you think your man is? Just by that equation.
Not very happy.
So, you know what I'm saying? And, like, just having, like, putting it to her like that, and it's not even the reasoning, like, that situation is not about you. I'm literally talking about your man. Right. We can talk about you in a different instance or whatnot. You know what I mean? I mean, relationships are built on understanding each other and making what is it called? Adjustments for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I also think that people aren't upfront with their, like, potential partner or partner, like, right away. I think it takes a while for you to really like, a lot of people, I think the majority of people, it takes a while for that person to come out and then show their truth. Well, and sometimes instead of being upfront.
Well, and sometimes part of the honesty, like, people they get too, like, overtaken by the feeling of, like, I like and love this person, so, like, like, people are so quick when they're, like, in love with someone to sacrifice their own happiness, which on the surface level is a good thing. But, like, if you're not happy, how are people around you supposed to be happy? So, like, even like, literally, it's like the simple things where it's like, you know, in past relationships, I'd be and it's may seem like such a mundane example, but it's perfect example. It's like you're just playing video games and then your partner comes up and it's like, hey, let's watch something. And it's like, if I really don't want to watch something, like, if I'm like, I'm having a good time, I'm enjoying playing video games, I'm not going to just say yes just because they want to do it and make myself not happy. Like, we could watch something later maybe when I'm done, or, like, hey, if you want to go watch something, like, on your thing for now, cool. But, like, now I'm able to, like, you know, and you could even use the word boundaries. Like, I'm able to set boundaries. And maybe that seems like a silly, mundane boundary, but it's like, it matters. Like, you just have to know what it is that you go.
What are your deal breakers?
And like, my mentor, right, that taught me everything I know about audio production. He's been with his wife for 30 years. He told her at the start of their relationship, he said, "Don't ever make me choose between you and the music because you will be a fatality." Just flat out. Like, that was his boundary. No, I will jump through any amount of hoops for you, woman. But if you ever try and put a constraint on me when it comes to music, you are fucking done. There's not even a conversation. You can walk the fuck out the door. Like, he's just flat out, music matters more to me than you do. So don't make me have to choose, because you know what the option will be. And, like, that's a hard boundary he knew and set for himself, knowing that, like, hey, this might be the woman I love. 15 years from now, she might be like, fuck you, stop doing music. And he's going to have to go, sorry, bye-bye. But it's like, you have to know what those boundaries are and be willing to stick by them and not just give in just because they look at you with the soft, doughy eyes and blink a bunch.
I'd have to agree wholeheartedly. I mean, like, For me, I have a very high sex drive. That's something that I need dealt with. We can come up with a plan. You can do it yourself, or you know what I'm saying. Like there are options in this life. Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no reason for someone to be unhappy when there are solutions that don't have to offend anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
So I would say, what was your least? Do you have a least favorite moment of the episode so far?
Least favorite moment. I feel. I don't know. It's usually when like you and I can't communicate for some reason. That's my least favorite.
I know, because you guys always just get it.
Because we always just are on the same page, and then when we can't see eye to eye, it bugs the shit out of me. Like, wait, we always see eye to eye. We don't, but we do. Why are we getting it?
I find it refreshing because those are like when you know someone that much and you agree that much. I'm like, when I agree with someone that much, I need to find where we disagree.
You do it on purpose now. You got your Red Bull and you come in here and you're like, Ani, today is your day to die. And I'm like, I didn't do anything.
There needs to be just a little bit of confusion in your life, just a tad bit. I'll drink a Red Bull and I'm like, Ani, let's go.
I know, that's fine, dude. That's what I'm here for. You know, you asked me to be a host on your podcast. I'm doing what you asked.
Hey, his name's Karizmatik, but sometimes it's chaotic with a K.
Hey.
You know it. But Ani, that's also why you're with Irish and not with me, because I probably take Red Bull every night and be like, tonight's your night, and like that's just it. Like it just be Red Bulls and fucking Blue Chews. It doesn't be.
Oh my God, dude.
Let's go on.
Actually, it's
cranberry Red Bull.
If you don't mind, Karizmatik, I think I would like to pull up that clip that you sent me today, to sort of start to wrap up the episode. The one that you tagged me in today.
Go ahead.
Where is it?
It's on Facebook. Hold on. Let me tag you in it. I'll tag you in it.
Is it on your Facebook or his?
No, it's a post that he just tagged me in.
Okay.
I'll just tag you in it.
All right, cool. What did it have to do with? Was it something specific?
Oh,
it has to do with the right response. Let's just say that. The right response to life. Let's say that.
I feel like maybe I saw this early this morning. I can't remember.
I don't know, Irish. No, Irish, don't look early. Don't look early. Don't look early.
What I like to watch.
You go watch it in a second. Don't worry.
I'm an impatient peeping Tom McDonald.
Irish, this is gonna be good for you. Just watch. For you specifically, it's gonna be good.
I tagged you in it.
Okay. I don't know.
And I will say that this is a 4-minute video, so we do not have to watch the whole thing because the whole thing is essentially the same thing, but I would make it bigger.
Well, I would say watch most of it and then skip to like 150. About like we'll say like 145.
Make it bigger though. Make it bigger.
Oh, I started watching this like just before the podcast. I started watching this.
This is my fucking.
Oh, go for it, yo.
I wish this was my life.
Hell
this is not my life.
Yeah, because I can't let you think you got it that easy. I gotta make you work for it, bitch.
That first guy has the absolute right response.
I gotta be honest. I don't really buy some of these reactions. I think these are set up.
Can you split screen it so the audience can also see
They are
Oh, okay, cool. I couldn't see that.
Hey, to the left. I'm on the game with the boys. What's up?
This one was one of my favorites.
The first one was me all the way.
I gotta go.
That's me all day. Hey, all day. I'm not even hitting pause. Fuck it.
So like, I don't buy this. No gamer guy games in bed like that. Bullshit.
I game in bed. What are you saying?
And that's why you'll never beat me.
You never played me.
Bring it on, dog.
I'm a monster.
This guy.
And it'd be like skip up to like 145 or something. There's like a chick. One guy does it to his girlfriend.
Let's go. Come here.
This is not my life.
Fucking complain like your life is so hard.
Do you like your life?
You like your life, Ani? You get fucked plenty. Shut up.
Oh man.
All right, can we finish this up, please?
Where do I skip to now?
Was it 150?
Like 145, I think. Around 145.
That was it. Yeah, we're at 150 now.
What is this? People that start not going for it?
No, there's one guy that does it to his girlfriend, and she has a very different reaction.
I thought it was at. Yeah, we already went past
Okay, we
it.
saw that one then.
Is it with the
Okay.
small penis? This one?
Yeah.
Baby.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah. I thought that
I've-
girl was very disrespectful.
I feel like that's something that's happening all the time in quarantine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. But by the same token, you can't really complain that that's not happening to you if you're also at the same time broken.
I'm not complaining. Shh. I'm not
You're not
complaining.
complaining, it's just funny.
I'm not complaining. It's just funny. It's just funny. Relax.
It's absolutely because like she
Those
tells
are great
stories,
reactions.
and those are not the way the stories go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like, Adi, these don't look like your stories.
Nah, dog.
Uh,
Anyways.
Adi walks in, he's like, "Wait, bitch."
like, hang on, I gotta finish this boss fight. Let me get to a checkpoint. Bitch.
Yeah, he made a character that looked like me.
Babe. Me and the boys are riding dirty on fucking Red Dead Redemption 2, okay? We're fucking about to roll up on some scallywags and blast these fools, okay? I'm gonna need you to wait till the gang's done rooting and tooting and we get back to the camp for me to fucking get a poke in.
For you to not be a virgin for a sec. Okay.
That's hilarious.
I mean, anyways, yeah, so those
I'm
are
trying to play Call of
favorite
Duty.
things.
You're trying to get me to play Tomb Raider.
No, she's just trying to get you to play Call of Duty. Okay?
These are
You want to play
so
Call of
hack.
Duty, she said just change it to a beam.
I don't like how this conversation just turned on me now.
Well, if we're not tormenting you at least a little bit, what are we really doing?
Honestly, I don't know. It's all in
Just
good
be happy
fun,
that you take a
bitches.
Red Bull, okay?
All
We're
in
not
good fun,
doing a good job if
bitches.
you're not at least a little bit uncomfortable.
I live in the uncomfortable.
All right, now you're sounding way too much like me. Quarantine's
All right.
becoming a problem.
Yeah. So, anywho, now that we look like two floating heads just talking, yeah. I mean, that's really all I wanted to talk about. Did you have anything else, Karizmatik, Irish?
Well,
Reflections.
girl butts are amazing.
We know.
Yeah.
And we will
Yeah.
continue to talk about how amazing they are and for the next 50 episodes.
Me and about 4 other women just sat back and just enjoyed the view together today. It was amazing.
That's
It's
cool.
fucking tremendous.
Oh. So like, so I work with Big D, right? And one day he walked into the break room, and me and this chick are having like an in-depth conversation. He walks in, walks out, and he walks back in, and then based on the shit we're saying, he's like, "Karizmatik, you really are a ladies' man, aren't you?" And then walks the fuck out. I'm like, "The fuck you want me to say, man?"
That's the thing. People think we're bullshitting. It's like, I'll never forget one of my favorite moments was there was a time outside the Comedy studio where we were sitting out that side room, and it was you, me, and Gerby, and then there was just a bunch of like dude comics around us asking us like, well, wait, how does this work and how does that work? And I think it was you. You're like, dog, you got to just walk up to them and when they're at the bar and just be like, hey, you look really nice, and then just walk the fuck away. You just give them a compliment, walk the fuck away, and they were like, he's like 4 of them, like they short circuit, like, what? They're like, why would you walk away? And it's like, oh, you guys don't get it.
They're thinking the exact same thing.
Oh shit.
Beautiful. Well, I mean, cheers to another 50 episodes. We have some really good
Another
people
50.
coming on soon.
Fuck yeah. We can keep
Really
getting these
fucking
dope
good people
guests and
coming
shit,
on
man.
soon. Yeah, I mean,
Guys, call in, subscribe,
yeah.
be one of our next guests. Let us know. Hit us up on email, on IG.
Yeah, Kingz Podcast at
Facebook.
gmail.com.
You know.
Oh,
hit up on the Etsy store.
thanks.
Check out Dane Sleep.
Hey.
You know.
What are we just replugging right now?
Plug City, yo. Plug City, yo. Plug City, yo. I'm going.
I'm gonna give him credit. He's the only person I ever did fucking say that band name correctly first try.
Thanks.
Yo, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, just because white people can't pronounce my name don't mean I can't pronounce white names. Like,
Fair.
come on now.
Fair. It's fair.
Cool.
Well, shit.
Oh,
On that
man.
note,
Thank you,
Well,
guys.
this has been another Kingz Podcast. Thank you for joining us. I've been your boy, Karizmatik.
I've been Irish O'Neil.
Ani Moush. Shout out to Dom Panzini.
Shout out to Dom Panzini. Cheers,
Stay
Kings.
blunted, my friends.
Cheers to another 50.
Blunt City, yo. Blunt City, yo. Blunt City, yo. Blunt City, yo.